Welcome back to another exciting evening of Link to the Past Randomizer League play. I'm Ben Creighton, and I am joined by Bandman.
Good evening, sir. How are you doing this evening?
I'm doing just fine. Looking forward to one of our Week 7 co-op InfoShare Enemizer seeds. Some very high-level play between two excellent teams. The 2019 Titans Mitts of 2019 versus the Sexy Ganons.
Yeah, taking a good close look at both of these teams. Just like you said there, Ben, a lot of playoff implications here for both of these teams. If we look at the 2000 Titan Mitts of 2019, they currently sit with a record of 9-4. They currently sit in third place in the division. But with a victory today, that will solidify their playoff spot. And on the other side, we got the Sexy Ganons. They are 5-8 overall with the 15 total points, sitting in a tie for fifth. They could possibly make the playoffs, but it's a very, very long shot for them. So hopefully they can play a little bit of spoiler here tonight on the Titans Mitts of 2019.
Yep, my understanding is that if the Sexy Ganons do win, it doesn't entirely knock the Titans Mitts out, but it makes their road to playoffs a lot harder, whereas it would clinch the playoffs for Pug Trio.
Yeah, taking a look here at the standings here in the Light World Conference here, the Kakariko Village or Kakariko Division right now. Komodo Hypers, they need an upset today. They're sitting currently one game behind the 2000 Titans Mitts here, and they needed some help. So right now we are getting started here. I saw a bow there at the Sanctuary, and I saw looked like a heart piece there at Link's house.
That was 300 rupees in Link's house. Interesting starting item for co-op, putting one runner apiece on each of our teams, just that much closer to Zora money.
Yeah, and the nice thing here with this being a co-op info share race, basically what that means is Daaanty and SailorNep they can talk to each other as we go here throughout the race. And ooh, that's Daaanty finding himself some bombs on that tree pole, and then the Moon Pearl at the Uncle. Holy cow. Interesting start so far.
Yep, and we're seeing things mirrored and inverted on the left and right sides of the screen here. Freddeh and SailorNep in lockstep, along with Daaanty and Yagamoth doing the same checks here.
Yeah, at least it's nice to know there's nothing important there on that graveyard, or not that graveyard ledge there in the Lumberjack Cave. There are just 10 arrows, so hopefully Aga's not there on our menu for today. And if you look now here at SailorNep's side, you're seeing some enemies that usually don't belong there. That is actually that's the type of game mode we're in right now. Basically, it's full enemy shuffle, full boss shuffle here in this game. So anything's fair game here.
Yep, it's a fun mode to combine with the co-op format here, because you can find almost any boss, almost any place, meaning you're in danger anytime you finish a dungeon of running into something you cannot defeat with your current item loadout. But at least if that happens, you have the consolation of knowing at least my teammate won't have to deal with it. They'll know what to expect, even if I didn't.
Yeah, that's definitely one of the great benefits here of being in a co-op mode here, but you got to make sure that you have some great communication here between your partner and what you're doing. And if you look right now up here on Daaanty's side, grabbing that fish, he's going to go take it all the way here to the fortune or the bottle vendor. Going to get him a little of everything here, getting some rupees, some arrows, some magic, and we find a show there on the race game.
Yep, that fish turn-in is a nice little bit of tech that doesn't tend to be worth it in a more usual mode, but those fish are considered an enemy and can spawn anywhere that an enemy would in Enemizer.
Oh, we find both canes here. We found the red cane there in Blind Hideout. We found the blue cane there in the well, as well as the Ether Medallion. So finding a lot of attack weapons here so far.
Absolutely, and Freddie's going to be giving us our first look into Mini Moldorm Cave. We're finding a Bombos Medallion. That's 2 of the medallions. daaanty found the ether up there. A bunch of garbage and a bug net.
This is the first time in a while I've actually seen the bug net being played, so that's always a good find, I guess. We need those fairies here. You never know what you're going to find. Never know what Lionel may be hiding around that corner or what enemy you may be looking for. And, oh, somehow I missed the power glove. The power glove was also there in the well. I don't know if you saw that or not, Ben.
I missed it as well until just now, but that is one of our 3 items that we'll need for dark mode.
Oh.
Dark world, I should say.
And there's our other gloves. They're at the bottle vendor. Holy cow. Only thing we're missing now is just the moon. Well, we've already found the moon pearls, so there's our dark world access there on the Kakariko side. Be even better if we find that hammer.
Yes, indeed. No one of our runners has all of the pieces of dark world access, but both of our teams know how to get it. So that's some very early DW access here today.
Yeah, and right there in the chicken hut, we find ourselves the hook shot. Oh my, that gives us now light world cleared. Well, actually, that's full Death Mountain cleared now on both these runners here at less than 5 minutes into this game.
Yes, indeed. Without that hammer, won't be able to get into Turtle Rock, but other than that, the Death Mountain seems to be the play. It is a whole lot of checks all together. But that's also part of the fun of this mode, is that you can send one runner to the obvious play and have the other check out some out-of-the-way stuff. Maybe make that Agena gamble, maybe head over to Sage's closet. A whole lot of stuff that you could be doing. It looks like daaanty's going to be heading into the back of Escape here.
Giving us some new checks here. Seeing a whole bunch of green guards and red guards here in the back of Escape here. Luckily, they'll have in that hook shot, he can just stun them, but we did not get to check out what our stun prize is. There's a key, a map, and just some bombs. So there's some there back in Dark Cross, but not having that lamp, I probably would not go that direction quite yet.
Absolutely agreed. All of these runners would make short work of a dark room to Dark Cross in that situation, if not for the fact that there could be Lionels in there. You don't know. You don't want to mess with it.
And then we see our first map check here. It looked like I saw a pendant at Eastern, or at Pod, and unfortunately that's all I saw. My screen's a little fuzzy right now, so I guess I better refresh my browser. I'm sure chat will tell us what we had there real fast.
Oh yeah, and we'll wait for one of our eagle-eyed trackers to go ahead and fill that in. Looks like we did get a light world map check over on the lower right side on Yagamoth's screen. We got all crystals, the 5-6 crystals being on Desert Palace and Tower of Hera.
Yeah, that's definitely a great find right there, knowing that you got both 5-6 crystals that may have early access here to the Pyramid Ferry. But the rate they're going right now, that may not even be necessary. I mean, right now, we think about it with Eastern Palace, I mean, being a crystal, even though we do not have that lantern yet, we still might be able to full clear our Eastern Palace, depending on what's in those 2 dark rooms there. But one thing I have seen, though, is a lot of runners lately. We find the ice rod back in Saha's closet. Since you do got the Ether medallion, we do got the Bombos medallion. I have seen runners use those medallions in those dark rooms to help kind of clear their way of the enemies in those dark rooms.
Yes, indeed. And Yagamoth having to save and quit there, finding a very rude Lionel placement, preventing him from proceeding on to Eastern Palace. We'll see where he goes next.
At this rate right now, I think he's probably going to go check out some of the desert locations. We haven't seen any of those yet. Oh, we find ourselves the flute right there in Skull Woods on SailorNep side. She manages to pick that up at the exact right time necessary, because she ends up getting picked up by that Wallmaster. And now she is out of Skull Woods. Found her 2 items.
Yeah, very serendipitous find for SailorNep there, because you know what she likes to play on that flute? They're called SailorNep tunes. SailorNep tunes.
I'll give you that one. Nice one. Very nice pun on that one. And it looks like now SailorNep making her way to Thieves Town. We're going to see what we got in there. Do see that it's just a small magic is on our stun drop, while Daanty now making his way into the front of Escape here. Is bypassing that key there on that green mimic here. With that blue cane, you probably need a couple more hits to take that out. But right now, goodness gracious, that Myrtle Dackle does not want to leave him alone. Holy cow.
Yeah, so he is going to be orphaning the Dark Cross, just hoping that there's nothing there. Seems like a bit of an odd decision. He does have the bow and 20 arrows. Could have taken care of that mimic with little trouble.
Yeah, it looks like Freddeh making his way back to there to Dark Cross, taking the chance here that he's not going to find anything that's going to be too killing on him. We found the BMO statue and just some bombs there in Dark Cross, so nothing too exciting. While this Gibdo here not playing so nicely here on Daanty's side, unfortunately does not have a lot of magic to where he cannot use that Cane of Burna.
Yep, and if you're like me, I wasn't quite sure whether the bow would work on that Gibdo either, but Daanty finds out with some experimentation it will not, and so he is forced to peace out, leaving 2 items behind in Escape.
Yeah, it looks like we found a fire rod in Village of Outcast. I believe that was in the brewery, if I remember correctly. That was found down there on SailorNep side, while it looks like Yagamoth now making his way into Thieves Town. So 2 runners now in Thieves Town, while Freddeh looks like he's going to be making his way finally to the Dark World.
And in answer to a question in chat, we have not seen any of Death Mountain yet, which does seem a little odd considering just how much access we have up there. But so far, both of our teams are sticking to Dark Village and Skull Woods areas.
Oh, there's our fire rod. It was there in the C-shape house. So I was thinking down in the brewery. I was 1 spot off.
Yes, indeed, which does make Skull Woods a full clearable dungeon here, full clearable crystal dungeon, so worthy of a bit of the attention that we've been paying it.
Yeah, and so far here in Thieves Town, really, we've not found a whole lot other than that fire rod. Found a heart piece, but really, that's not a whole lot here. So, be interesting to see where we go from here. Looks like Daanty with that fire rod now picking up his flute, and he's just going to save and quit. He's not going to go ahead and beat whatever boss is here. And I use the word whatever mainly for the fact that we don't know. That may be Mothula. That could be something else. Ooh, and speaking of Mothula, there's Mothula right there in Thieves Town. That's kind of one of the great things about this mode. You can run into a boss here that you don't normally see, and I'm seeing some strats I don't think I have ever seen on SailorNep. I've never seen a Mothula being taken down by Cane of Samaria strats.
Ooh, and Yagamoth finds the first sword of the seed there in Dig Game. I bet SailorNep wishes she had that right about now.
That's very true. She's doing a great job here with Mothula, taking him down with these Cane of Samaria shots here. I mean, the nice thing is with Mothula not in his usual place, we don't have that. We don't have the conveyor belt or the spikes, and eventually, wow, there goes Mothula, and for all her trouble, all she gets is this bottle and a blue pennant, and I believe I just saw some flippers there on our good old friend Stumpy, so that gives us some of our water locations that are available to us.
Yep. Meanwhile, Daanty taking the flute off to the Desert and Mire area. Let's see what we find in Mire Shed and what we will need to get into Mire proper.
Yeah, I have to agree with chat right now. That was a sweet Mothula kill. I mean, I think somebody needs to save that because that was impressive. Somebody needs to clip that one. That was very impressive. And it looked like a Quake Misery Mire there on Dainty's side. We find the mirror there in the Mire shed. So that's our skull, or not our Skullwoods. That's our Swamp Palace Green Pennant access now.
Yep, that's also going to give us access to Desert Palace, which is where Daaanty is taking it right at this moment.
We do find our second sword, though, there on the Sexy Gan side, on Yagamoth's side. He does find there in Hype Cave. And we also find ourselves the blue mail there on Desert Ledge. So a lot of interesting finds now coming up. We're making good progress here. I mean, here we are 14 minutes in the race here. We have a lot of weapons here. The only thing we're really missing that we would like to see is we'd like to see the boots eventually, which we are finding out so far is not required in this seed there in Desert Palace. We'll need that ice rod. We'll need the hammer. And eventually is a couple more swords. That's really about it. And that's kind of hard to believe we're saying that here at 15 minutes into the race.
Absolutely. And meanwhile, SailorNep grabbing her flippers. She's taken Jeremiah on a little walk around the world here. This is a string of checks that you usually don't see until quite a bit later. And it looks like Desert Palace will not be boots locked, so Daaanty will have the means to full clear. But with a pretty, well, depending on what he finds in the boss room, there's always that caveat.
That is very true, and so far, nothing too important on Death Mountain, just some rupees and a heart piece there in and on Spectacle Rock. Finally now seeing the east side of it here. We're going to check out our wonderful Paradox Cave here. Check out all 7 of these checks here. And right there is the Master Sword on SailorNep side, and it looks like Yagamoth making his way to Pod. Oh, we do have Ice Rod. Chad is pointing out we do have the Ice Rod. I did not see where that Ice Rod was at, but so far nothing in Paradox Cave here, at least on the lower end, but on the upper side, could be a whole different thing. 5 different checks here. And, ooh, there's our hammer. Hammer in Upper Paradox Cave. So, that gives us a nice couple more portals there, another Dark World access here.
Yep, it's something that Yagamoth would like to have known about before heading into Pod here, but since it is a pendant, the only thing it does lock there is the boss, so he can hope that there's nothing important there. And chat reminding us that ice rod... Right. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just saying, because right now, it looks like Dead Mountain not being a whole lot, but you were saying something about that ice rod, so I'll let you go ahead and say that one.
Oh, that was in Sasra's closet.
The ice rod was? Oh. I must have missed that one, because well, I'll take chat's word for it.
But yeah, as far as what we need for... As far as what we need for Go Mode, we know we need Quake for Mire, and we haven't seen what's going to get us into Turtle Rock yet, but other than that, yeah, crazy amount of progress early on here. Not even 20 minutes into this seed.
Now we're finally getting to see on Freddie's side, we're going to see ourselves Dark Death Mountain here. We can full clear all these, get these 2 checks here, Super Bunny Cave. We can get our 4 checks in Hookshot Cave. I didn't get a chance to see what was on the floating island. And then I probably see what our medallion is for Turtle Rock. So it looks like SailorNep now making her way into Mini Molarm Cave, and we finally find that lantern in Super Bunny Cave, so no more dark rooms in this race right now. Yagamoth taking a death there on purpose there. Give him a quick restart of the dungeon here. And look like, oh yeah, another sword there in the dig game. Definitely finding all the items we need here. So far, Hookshot Cave, nothing yet. Just a heart piece, 20 rupees. Oh, we find the powder. So there's our magic bat and just some bombs. So very interesting. Will we see a magic bat check our as soon as here we need to, and once we get back down to Kakariko, and our Turtle Rock medallion is ether. So we only need that Quake medallion. So only things we're missing here is another sword for a couple of our runners here and the Quake. Other than that, we pretty much have seen everything.
Yep, I mean, certainly boots would be nice, not to have to worry about running into GT in a Shrogo situation, but other than that, we are one item away from go mode, not even 20 minutes into the seed.
Yeah, that's one of the nice things also about when it comes to this mode here, this co-op info share here. I mean, when you got your teammate here with you, run the exact same seed, you're going in two opposite directions and finding what you need. These games do not last very long at all. And it looks like SailorNep doing her mirror out of here, and now she's off to someplace else. Looks like Daanty gonna run the purple chest around. Looks like he's not finding a whole lot here on our quest here of the purple chest.
Yep. Meanwhile, Yagamoth pieces out of pod. Not a whole lot of value to be found in there quite yet.
Yeah, just kind of a recap. These two teams faced off with each other last night. It was a very good race here. Daanty and SailorNep, both of them raced last night. Yagamoth raced with Fant as his teammate. Was a good race. For most part of it was up together, and then unfortunately just they both kind of ignored certain places they need to check, and that was kind of the end of that one. So, yeah, like I said, last night the two teams faced. Titans Mitch won that race here. That's why this is kind of a must-win here for Titans Mitch to secure that playoff berth here. And to kind of talk about playoffs, I mean, right now the top three in each division moves on into the playoffs, which gives us 12 teams. Basically, what ends up happening is our 2 and 3 teams of each division play each other, and then the winner of that game will go and face the top seed of the division. And basically what ends up happening is it is a best of 5 series here. What ends up happening is when before the season started, each team designated themselves a courage player, a wisdom player, and a power player. And that's kind of how the playoffs start out. Top game 1 is our courage players, game 2 is our wisdom players, game 3 is our power players. And that's pretty much how it goes. That's the top 3 games. And then game 4 and game 5, you can pick any you represent, but you can only play one game out of those 2. And it's kind of confusing when it comes to all the different, what's in the different games. If you want to go look that up, that is there on the league channel, ALTTPR league.com. All information you possibly need about the league is there. So,
yes, indeed. Now, in terms of new checks happening on the screen, SailorNep is giving us our first look at the inside of Eastern Palace. Other than that, I'm trying to think where that Quake might be hiding. We haven't seen Ice Palace yet. Turtle Rock is available. All kinds of spots. We're basically in a 20 minutes in Ice Rod hunt at this point.
Well, we already got the Ice Rod. All we're looking for now is just that Quake. So,
yeah, proverbial Ice Rod
exactly
hunt.
where you're going. Yes, exactly. Yeah, that's where I was eventually getting to. It's an Ice Rod hunt, but it's not for the Ice Rod. So there you go. And Freddie giving us our magic bat check here, since he did find that magic powder there in the hookshot cave here. And just a bottle there in the big chest of Eastern, and magic bat gives us just a heart piece. Yeah, definitely nice to have that fire rod here on SailorNep side. That room, oh my. Oh, but she's missing a key. There we go. There she goes. Now she's making her way upstairs.
Yep, that is a dark room that I would not venture into in Randomizer unless I had, at the very least, that fire rod.
Yeah, I know I would definitely want my light source on there. And there's Yagamoth, picks up his hammer. He picks up another heart container. It gives him 9. And so far, this seed's been a fairly healthy seed here. I mean, everybody has 7, 8, or 9 hearts here. Definitely a good start. And oh my, what's normally a red mimic room here is a lot of green things, but on SailorNep side, she uses the bombos, and there they go. Now she's got to kill the mimics, while Freddie picking up his fire rod. And at the hobo, we got ourselves just some money.
Yes, indeed. And it occurs to me, as insofar as it's even possible to call advantages this early in the day, the sexy Ganons have not yet found the mirror, which does have some routing implications, which might cost them a little bit of time. Meanwhile, SailorNep finding Helmasaur in Eastern Palace. Helmasaur didn't go far. He just wandered through the portal into the light world.
Yeah, this has been an interesting game to watch right now. SailorNep pulling off some pretty cool strats here in the game, using the Cane of Samaria against Mothula earlier, using some bomb strats to take off of the face shield here on King Helmasaur. Going to use 8 arrows. That now gives her her first crystal of the match. Man, very cool strats we're seeing today. Yeah, there was the ice rod there in the back of Saha's closet, so chat was correct on that one. And Yagamoth there using the nice Harapot strats there, make his way up the tower just that much quicker.
Oh, and chat rightly points out the Titan's mitts have not found the hammer yet, so that's another little bit of a difference maker. So we at home are 1 item from no mode, but each of our respective teams is 2.
Ooh. Yagamoth got nailed by that ball and chain guard and gets knocked all the way back down to the bottom. Well, I would think here on Titan's mid side, I don't think they're too far away from looking at Death Mountain. Yep, and there's Daanty right now. He's now making his way up into Death Mountain. Starts in Dark World, mirrors out, and now he's going to do them all. Nice big cycle there. So going to get his hammer, and there's the mirror on Freddie's side.
Yeah, I suppose it was never super likely that they were going to leave that alone for too long in this particular mode where you never know when you enter a dungeon what you're going to find. It makes sense to prioritize those overworld checks a little more. Man,
that anti-fairy on Yagamoth's side is just not playing fair at all. Man, Yagamoth wants to do his Harapot glitch, but the anti-fairy will not stay away. And will he get it this time? And yeah, there he goes. My goodness. And there's the hammer there on Daanty's side.
And chat is screaming at us. SailorNep has found Quake, I believe, in Sick Kid, which puts the Titans mitts of 2019 in go mode at just shy of 27 minutes here.
Wow, I totally missed that one. Thank you, Chad. I'll give you a salute to that one for helping us out here. And Chad's not the only ones that are helping us out. We got 2 amazing trackers here that are helping us. We got Artero and 2D Tones that are behind the scenes pushing the buttons for the tracker. Please give them a big follow. Give them big help for everything they've been doing so far. Give my co-com here, Ben Creighton, a follow as well. He's doing a great job keeping me in line as well, because it's a pretty hard job because, well, it's me. So.
Yes, big thanks to our trackers. We may have missed that Quake, but our trackers did not.
Ooh, we got ourselves a 4-eye Moldorm here. Holy cow. And he's, yeah, man, Moldorm being his usual self. Holy cow.
Vanilla placement and vanilla amounts of troll on that particular dorm.
That is very true. And there's SailorNep picking up her hammer, and then she's, oh, I think she wants to go back probably for that heart container just on the other side. There it is. And then finally there on Yagamoth's side, down goes Trolldorm. Yeah, I know his name's Moldorm, but after that, he's earned his nickname Trolldorm for today. And that's the first crystal there on the Sexy Ganon side. So, and we already talked about our helpers in the background. If you giving them a like, also give a like to our runners if you have not already done so. Give them a like, give them a follow. If you look here on Tidesmiths, we got Daanty and SailorNep both playing for us. Their third teammate is Edium. And on Sexy Gan's side, you got Freddeh and Yagamoth playing for us today, and their teammate Fant. Give them all a follow. They're doing a great job here, entertaining us here on this match here tonight. So, and Daanty here now, he's jumping into Turtle Rock. It is full clearable here. Got that Cane of Samaria. He's got the Fire Rod. He's got the Ice Rod. Hopefully we find ourselves a nice boss here at the very end here.
Yep, I believe with the loadout he's got to his name, he can handle anything the game throws at him, but some of them might be a little harder, some of them might be a little easier.
That is very true here, and it looks like SailorNep here is in Desert Palace, making her way back to the boss, which we have not yet seen. While it looks like Freddeh's going to show us who the boss is first. He's just a cutscene ahead of SailorNep right now.
And in answer to a question in chat, one bottle, I believe, was on the Thieves Town boss, but SailorNep has two, and I'm blanking on where that second one came from.
It came from the big chest in Eastern Palace.
Okay, so that eastern one will probably not stay hidden for too long. The one on Thieves Town boss, maybe for a while.
Yeah, and right now we got Cold Stare here in Desert Palace here. They do have Blue Mail. Both of them do have Master Sword. They've used up all of their Fire Rod shots. I do not believe that they had any potions. I think it was just a fairy and a bee, I believe that was in both bottles. So, and there goes Cold Stare on SailorNep's side like it was no problem. Gets her a map. And there's Freddeh. He gets his map and his first crystal match. Well, that's SailorNep's second. So, definitely clearing out a lot of dungeons here now. Oh, chat's being nice to us, and they're letting us know that they believe Nep did buy a blue potion. So, and now that you say that, I think I do recall her buying one. So, or at least being there at the wood shop. So,
fairly sure you're correct. Daanty going through the Turtle Rock platform maze in the dark. This is a room that gave me no end of troubles as a child, and that was with the lantern.
Yeah, it gave me problems as well, but that's why these runners are a lot better than I am. I don't know about you, but I'm a mediocre runner at this game, so every time I can watch these guys, I try to learn something new every single time, and I have learned two things today: that you can beat Mothia with the Cane of Samaria, and you can use bomb strats to take off the helmet of King Helmasaur. So.
And I'm one of those guys who was the opposite. Back in the day, I didn't realize that you could use anything but bombs on Helmasaur.
I always used a hammer, but then again, I never thought to even try using bombs. So, looks like Turtle Rock turned up to be a bust. Nothing really important in Turtle Rock here, which is kind of surprising. It seems like Turtle Rock is always carrying something important. It seems like it's not a randomizer seed if there's nothing in Turtle Rock.
Yeah. And we got, I believe, one more item check on the boss here, but got to do it for the crystal, if nothing else.
And same thing here on SailorNep's side, too. There's really not a whole lot here, but she's just getting her way into Misery Mire. Been kind of tame so far with enemies here. And, ooh, Trinex in Trinex. Using some nice hammer strats here, so using 2 fire rod, ice rod shots on each head, then 5 hammer hits. And down goes the first 2 heads here of Trinex. And get it one more time. I was gonna say, please don't let this be a commentary curse. Oh, and I think I just did.
Oh, that
thank
fire rod
goodness.
shot clipped right through that head, but fortunately daaanty gets off his final shot. One last
man.
hammer strike.
Oh man, I thought I just did a commentator's curse, and Yagamoth playing a great game of keep away on these Lionels here. Holy cow. And down goes Trinex and Turtle Rock. Oh my, and we got ourselves an Argus in Swamp Palace. Holy cow. Not a great boss to see here on the conveyor belt.
Yeah, Argus is one of those bosses that needs a little help to make him actually feel dangerous. But with only Master Sword, Yaga's playing with, plays around with trying some hammer strats for speed and decides, you know what, let's play it safe.
Yeah, don't blame him one bit for that. And right now, looks like daaanty's going to go into Hookshot Cave, going to pick up his powder here. Now, SailorNep making her way into the dark rooms here of the basement of Misery Mire. I know I'm extremely scared for her in these 2 rooms here.
Yeah, this is one of the trickier dark rooms in the game in vanilla, but, well, in vanilla randomizer, if that makes sense. In enemizer mode, on the other hand, not knowing what you're going to encounter here, it's extra scary.
Yeah, and they're on Yagamoth's side, just under 35 minutes. He does pick up his second crystal here in Skull Woods here, while SailorNep using that blue cane here to make life a little bit easier here. Oh, and using her blue potion to get through some of these rooms here. While we see King Helmo on Freddie's side, using traditional hammer strats here. Wow, looks like daaanty making his way up to Eastern Palace. And there goes King Helmosaur there on Freddie's side, and it looks like Yagamoth not too far behind. Gonna go join her teammate here, or his teammate here, in Eastern Palace. And oh, please don't tell me he got picked. Oh yeah, SailorNep got nailed by the wall. Oh no, she didn't. Okay, thank goodness. I thought she just got wall mastered. Holy cow.
Love the confidence on SailorNep's part there, because from daaanty, she knows where that lamp is. She didn't have to darkroom that, but opted to save the time, not go out of her way, and just tackle that darkroom, and gets rewarded.
She definitely does, man. I saw that wall master, and I thought that wall master got her. Whew. And oh, we see a blind here. There in Misery Mire, and she's also using cane strats again here. Wow.
Yeah, not a bad choice versus wading up into that poisonous muck, especially when she's already burned her safeties. Switching back to swords as Blind comes down and fights her face to face like a gentleman.
Yeah, oh, and she used both canes. Wow, Cane of Samaria used a sword, and the Cane of Burna. And down goes Blind just for 20 rupees here. Yagamoth finally got his bottle here in Eastern Palace. And now he's making his way upstairs. And at 37 minutes, that now gives SailorNep 3 crystals here. And, ooh, are we seeing an Ice Palace play here on Freddie's side? Ooh.
I do believe we are.
Yeah, Chad's pointing out that you should have saw her Skull Woods blind yesterday on SailorNep's side, and I know exactly what they're talking about. That was a very, very impressive fight on that one. Blind being down there where you find Mothula. I wish somebody had a clip of that one. I would like to see that one again.
Oh, that's a real bullet hell fight, trying to take care of it on those conveyor belts. I can only imagine. And SailorNep also
Chad's
making
asking
the
who
Ice
won the
Palace play here.
Chat's asking us who won the match yesterday, and that was the 2000 Titans. They did win yesterday's match. That was with Daanty and SailorNep. They did defeat Fant and Yagamoth. Oh, and right, somebody in chat was nice enough and gave us the clip there of SailorNep's amazing blind fight. So after this race, don't watch it now, watch after the race here and check that out. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, don't blink on this race. You might miss something like simultaneous Helmasaur fights from Daanty and Yagamoth there. Nice bit of sync.
Yeah, that right there, that gives Sexy Ganons there. That gives him their third crystal of the match. And on Daanty's side, that gives him his second. But right now, I'm pretty sure that all he's going to be doing is just boss rushes here on out. And seeing an icebreaker here on SailorNep's side, gets it on her second attempt. Yagamoth here being smart here, picking up a blue potion. And it looks like so far nothing interesting here in Ice Palace here.
Yep, now about the only interesting thing, well, the most interesting thing we could find would be the boots. Certainly the silvers or the tempered sword would be very nice to have at this point as well.
Well, I'm going to say right now, I think we're going to find at least one of those. I think we're going to see a tempered sword at least.
Yeah, we got a whole lot of checks, even if the Titansmiths see fit to skip a bunch on their way between here and Ganon's Tower. Whole lot of easy, convenient checks between here and there. I'd be surprised if we don't find one or the other.
Yeah, it looks like SailorNep making her way straight down to the boss here. Yagamoth now here in Super Bunny Cave. While Freddeh, he's the one who's actually exploring a little bit more here of Ice Palace and just spawning 20 rupees. And normally where we face Cold Stare, we got ourselves Land Molas here in Ice Palace.
One of the more fun bosses to find in Randomizer, because there's always that half a second in the back of your mind where you're thinking, did the boss not spawn? Oh, right. Landmos.
And we find ourselves a red mail there in Ice Palace that SailorNep passed up there in the big key chest here. While Daanty now going straight to the back here of Skullwood's, going to find out that he's got to take on an Argus fight on conveyor belts. And Yagamoth looks like he's going to go dip into Turtle Rock.
And do my eyes deceive me? It looked like Yagamoth left behind a chest there. Oh, well, I suppose you would have known from Freddeh not to bother checking it. It's almost like this is a co-op mode. Forgive me.
And let's see here. I did not catch that first chest here. Second chest, just a heart piece. I'm going to watch the replay here in a second, see what we had there in the Waterfall Ferry. Make sure we didn't miss anything important. We found ourselves another bottle. Okay.
Definitely a nice safety to have. Freddeh taking down those Landmos for his third crystal, the 6th crystal overall for the Sexy Ganons.
And Daanty doing a nice job here, taking his sweet time here with Argus. And just a blue boomerang there. I think that's everybody's favorite boomerang there on the floating island. Freddeh making his way here to the hobo here. Gonna realize, just gonna get some hobo cash here. Gonna be, I believe it's 300 rupees if I remember correctly. Oh, nope, just 100. And down goes Argus there on Daanty's side. That's his third crystal of the match. So making our way very quickly here, 42 minutes into the race here. SailorNep now going into the back of Skullwood's going to realize that she's got to take on Argus as well. But she probably already knows all that. And are we going to possibly see a Zora check? Have we seen a Zora check yet? I know we've seen Waterfall check, but has anybody checked Zora yet?
I don't believe we've seen a Zora check yet, no. In fact, I'm not sure if anybody's even popped in and checked the ledge.
Yeah, it's kind of surprising that we haven't seen that yet. And because right now, if you look at money-wise, though, Freddie's the only one that can actually do it, and everybody else is way under. Oh, no, I take it back. Daanty, he's got over 600, so. What do we got here in Zora? Was this maybe our hidden boots the whole time? And,
oh, your commentator cursed it.
Oh, my goodness. Boots there in Zora.
This is a very good find for the Sexy Ganons. They've been running just a little bit behind as the Titans Mitts are able to go ahead and go mode a lot of these dungeons. This might help them catch up a bit. Could even prove clutch if that 1 in 22 chance, that GT Big Key on the torch, winds up coming into play.
And just a heart container for our 500 rupees, but at this point right now, I have 14 hearts. Not a big deal, but more importantly, the big deal is those boots there on Zora Ledge. Holy cow. And to be honest with you, I do not think Titans Mitts will even go check that unless Freddeh goes and does it. But Zora Ledge is really kind of far out of his way, so I just don't see it happening. But I've been wrong before, so. And just under 45 minutes here, there is SailorNep. That is now her 4th crystal of the match. So going from here, I can. It's hard to tell where she's going to go. Or, yeah, she's got 5 crystals. Actually, she's going to go up head Death Mountain. She just got Tower of Hair and Turtle Rock left. Wow, that's the dream right there, getting those 2 palaces left.
Absolutely. And it looks like the Titans Mitts have 8 crystals to the Sexy Ganon's 6 at this point. Definitely pulling quite a bit ahead. We'll see if those boots help the Sexy Ganons catch up a little.
Oh, Daanty pulled off one of those moves that I always forgot to do. Always forgetting to hit that switch. Oh, we did see a cape there in the big chest of Turtle Rock, but that's about the only item we've seen so far when it comes to Turtle Rock here.
Oop, and Freddeh checking Sick Kid, about to collect that Quake and put the Sexy Ganons into go mode at just under 46 minutes. True go mode even, none of this Schrodinger's nonsense.
Yes, that is very true. And there's a lantern on SailorNep's side. Her routing in this game has just been phenomenal here. I mean, even in this one, just there's no way you can say it.
Yep, it's definitely it's definitely a game of 4D chess routing in co-op mode, because on the one hand, you always want to try to be efficient. On the other hand, you want to try to split up your checks, try and send your partners in different directions and cover as much ground as you can.
Yeah, and Yagamoth not even bothered checking that last chest there on Laser Bridge, knows that is nothing of importance.
And to answer a question in chat, the teams will be scored on the average time of the 2 runners. So if we have staggered finishes, as opposed to one team finishing completely before the others, that might come into play. It does mean that the second runner to finish, it still matters. You can't relax once your partner's finished.
Yeah, we're seeing some nice sword beam strats here on blind here on Daanty's side. And Freddeh doing a great job of avoiding that Lionel there in that upstairs room before we get to the boss in Skull Woods. And down goes blind. And seeing a Trinex fight on Yagamoth's side, we see our conveyor belt Argus fight on Freddie's side. And there goes down Trinex in Turtle Rock. That now gives him his 4th crystal of the match here. Freddeh doing a great job here, taking his time as well here on this Argus fight here. He needs to be careful here, down to 2.5 hearts. But he does have red mail, so that is helping him out a little bit. But needs to be careful of those spikes. It doesn't matter what mail you have. It's going to take a whole heart of damage here. And down goes Argus there on Freddie's side. Nice job. Gets his bombs, gets his 4th crystal of the match. And Daanty now pulling off the double here. Now into Desert Palace, going straight to the back here. Gonna see, I believe it's Cold Stare that we saw here. While Yagamoth going and getting his boots here, so that's really the big difference so far in this match, is just the boots.
Yeah. Well, the boots and the Titans mitts entering Schrodinger's go mode a little earlier. They've been managing to largely maintain a 2 crystal lead so far. But you can see the Sexy Ganon starting to close the gap a little bit.
Well, it's all going to come down to one location here. I mean, if I remember right, if I do my math, it's a little over 4% here of those 22 chests in Ganon's tower here. And we might start that game a little early, but we'll have to wait until we get there, probably the next 10 minutes or so. But we'll have to wait until we get to at least Tower of Harry before we start talking about that. So.
Absolutely. But Yaga gonna be having that speed for the rest of this seed, and I think that's definitely the right play. Even the way Freddie's looking, he's still got quite a few dungeons to complete before he enters that tower and collapses the wave function on Schrodinger's go mode. You don't want to be waiting and wondering that whole time. You want to know that you will be able to handle it.
And then SailorNep just now picks up that last key that she needs to make her way back to face Trinex here, while Freddeh is in Mystery Mire. Yagamoth is in Ice Palace along with Daanty here. Just right now, it's pretty much all about execution. Who can do it faster? I mean, if we look at both teams right now, on Daanty's side, he's in Ice Palace right now, so he will just have Tower of Hera left. SailorNep will just need Tower of Hera as well after this one. And on the Sexy Ganons here, on Freddie's side, he's in Misery Mire right now, so he'll have both Death Mountain dungeons left, and same for Yagamoth, except for he will need to do Desert Palace and Ice Palace, or he's in Ice Palace right now, so, or Desert Palace and Misery Mire. I'll eventually get it all out. So right now, it's kind of seemed like the gap's a little too big. I think even with the boots, it's gonna be kind of a struggle here. But hey, you never know. I've been wrong many times, and I am not afraid to say it. And then down goes Trinex there on SailorNep's side. And that gives her 6th crystal of the match at just at 52 minutes. This is a really fast seed, even in a co-op mode. It's almost like we're in a spoiler log seed, but we're not.
Absolutely. And you know, it occurs to me that we're focusing on the big swing of the GT Big Key being on that torch. If the silvers are on that torch, that's a pretty big time save as well. That's what could make it a real close match.
Yeah, I mean, and right now everybody is still sitting on a Master Sword. So if we get to a Master Sword Silverless Ganon fight, that's 24 spins the first phase, 24 spins the second phase, 4 spins during the Temper Tantrum section, and then another 24 more spins there in the last section to take down Ganon. That's a lot of work there just to take down Ganon with the Master Sword. Hopefully, I'm pretty sure these runners are definitely looking for that Tempered Sword. Make life just a tad bit easier. I think they probably want that way before they find the silver, so. And right there, Daanty takes down his fight. That gives him his 6th crystal. Now he just needs to go to Tower of Hera. And speaking of being in Tower of Hera here, and we found the big key here. So I'm just gonna go ahead and talk about it. I'm gonna start the game here in a few seconds, but when we talk about the big key guessing game here in Tower of Hera, get your thoughts in mind here, because as soon as we get to the top of this tower, we face our boss fight, I will go ahead and start the game. But basically what there is, we have 22 chests here to in the basement of Ganon's Tower. And one of those 22 chests is the big key. And basically, if you pick it, you get yourself some wonderful internet points. And like I say, we'll start that game. Don't get your guesses in yet. As soon as she makes her way into the land or the Choldorn fight here, that's when I'll start it. So, and Daanty, he does go there into Zora, but goes to the Waterfall Ferry, but does not actually go into the Zora area to see what's up there. But then again, the only thing, nothing beneficial there except for those boots. So, but unfortunately, he does not.
Yeah, it's interesting to see the different approaches here. I'm noticing SailorNep occasionally going just a little out of her way. She decided to check Spectacle Rock before heading into Tower of Hera. She is well aware of what a silverless Master Sword Ganon fight feels like. And if there is a quick and easy way to avoid that, she would like to take it.
Okay, and I am starting the big key guessing game right now. So go ahead and get your guesses in here. And once she enters Ganon's Tower, that's when I'm going to stop. So that's why I'm starting it just a little bit quicker here than I normally do here. So please go ahead and get your guesses in. But once she gets in there, we will stop. And down goes Moldorm here. So you got just a few more seconds. So as we're thinking about it, Ben, what's your guess?
I always guess 2 because, you know, you do also need that small key. So that's got to be in the first one, right?
Okay. I can go with that. I'm going to go with my usual number here on number 12. That's usually where I think it is. So we shall see. I think it's always somewhere in the middle. So, and right now it looks like on Freddeh, he's making his way into Turtle Rock, and Yagamoth making his way into Misery Mire about halfway through it, getting ready to go downstairs, while Daanty now making his way into Tower of Hera. Gonna grab his big key here, and last chance to get your guesses in. So once she closes that door, we are stopped, and right there we go. We are stopped. We have 29 points are available to our winner here. So,
and here it is, collapsing the wave function, just a small key on the torch. So those boots will not be required.
Yeah, boots are not required. We got lucky on that, but it was only just a 4% chance here. So just a small key on the torch here in the Stalfos room here. Well, it's normally called the Stalfos room, but there's no Stalfos in here. Green rupee, our shield. And that was 2 and 3. Number 4 is the book. Chest 5, another small key. And she is mirroring out, and it looks like she's going to make her way to the right-hand side. Chest 6, ooh, find ourselves half magic. Chest 7, just some arrows. While Yagamoth now into one room away, left here before making his way upstairs to go take on, I believe it was Blind here at Misery Mire. While Daanty now taking on his Moldorm fight here with that hammer. And there's the last hit there on Daanty's side. So now he is going to be making his way into Tower of Hera, not too far behind. I'm sure that they're already talking right now. I'm sure that Daanty is going to go full left here since unless the key is over here. Oh, there it is.
Oh, and there it is.
It's on the right-hand side. So our key number 8, Jesse Lockhart, was our winner of the Big Key Guessing Game. Gets
And that's the
himself.
silvers.
Oh, we found our silvers down there as well. Holy cow. This fight just got a little easier, but I think Sailor would rather, should rather have that timber score other than those silvers right now.
Yep, but it is definitely the Titans Mitts match to lose at this point as daaanty heads into his own GT knowing exactly where he needs to go for that big key in silvers. The Sexy Ganon's last hope was a lengthy GT where they might have been able to make it up on execution.
Yeah, Yagamoth does take down Blind and Misery Myers, so that just gives him Desert Palace left now, which he's going to come over here to this little area right here, mirror out, go straight to the back, and then he's going to be making his way up the mountain as well here. And then Freddeh now picking up his key to go face Trinex here while we now are on the gauntlet here. SailorNep side, but here's the fun thing about Randomizer is what's normally the hardest 4 rooms of the entire game in a row. Basically, Randomizer can make this even easier. So,
and it certainly does. Just a bunch of weak early game enemies going down to 1 shot apiece. SailorNep flying through it, using that quick swap to pull out the right tool for the job, making short work of these guys.
Yeah, Freddeh now taking on Trinex here, using hammer strats here. And down goes one head. Now he's on the other head. While Yagamoth is now on his cold stare fight. Ooh, we see just the Armos Knights. We haven't seen them at all this game.
We have not.
6 arrows and down they go. Wow. Three boss kills on 3 different screens here at just a few seconds apart here. Yagamoth there in Desert Palace, now going to make his way up the mountain here into GT. And there goes Turtle Rock on Freddie's side, so he has just Tower Harris. So probably in the next few minutes here, we're going to see all of our runners here in GT together at the 1 hour mark. So basically, probably about an hour, 2 minutes, we're going to have all our runners in GT. Man, talk about a very, very, very quick seed.
100%. Nep taking a look at some nice glitched out enemy sprites, as tends to happen in Randomizer, and heading up towards that final randomized boss fight. Now, the way this randomization works, in the vanilla game, there are 3 boss fights that are duplicated, the 3 Light World boss fights. In this version of Randomizer, a randomly selected 3 fights are duplicated. You'll see 2 of them. And based on what we've seen, I don't know that we can predict what's going to be in this final room. In fact, I'm not sure if we've seen any duplicated boss fights. We haven't seen a Vitreous yet, so that's pretty likely.
Yeah, no, we haven't seen any double. Yeah, we haven't seen Vitreous yet.
Yep. What we do see is... Oop, and there's Vitreous. We also see Tempered Sword in SailorNep's inventory, so she's going to have a nice, easy Ganon fight after all those worries about a potential silverless Master Sword Ganon.
And we speak of Vitreous, and there's Vitreous right there, so...
Yep, did you blink? You might have missed him. He goes down easy with those silver arrows. Freddeh picking up his final crystal as Yagamoth heads into the tower. We might have all 4 runners in the tower at the same time, but if so, it will not be for very long, because Nep just got a beautiful triple off on Agate 2.
Yeah, and right there, 1 hour, 2 minutes, and, well, we'll just say 1 hour, 3 minutes. All 3 runners are now into GT.
And sure enough, Yagamoth enters the tower just as that final set of explosions spells an in for Aga 2 on SailorNep's screen. She's about to fight a big blue pig.
Yeah, both runners here on Sexy Ganon's side, unfortunately not going the other way that they need to. Unfortunately, to make their way to where they need to go, need to be on the other side. Both of them finding a book here. And, oh, Yagamoth's going to go straight left while Freddie Mears is going to the right-hand side. Wow, SailorNep, she is on phase number 3. Ganon taking on a temper tantrum here.
Yep, this is just a clockwork Ganon fight. No fuss, no muss. SailorNep knows exactly what she's doing to take this pig down as quickly and efficiently as possible, and she has the tools to do it.
Yeah, right now, she's now on phase number 4, finding, oh no, Silver Arrow's my one true weakness here. There's hit number 1. Oh, trying to use the powder to light those lamps. There's 2. There's 3. 1 more left to go.
Ooh, takes a rude bat hit, gets that 4th arrow, and SailorNep is going to be our first finisher if she can just manage to cross this bridge.
Yeah, that's all she's got left, and the big key was found on Freddie's side, and Yagamoth's still going to keep going, and there's SailorNep. She crosses the bridge with an official time of 1 hour, 4 minutes, and 45 seconds. She is the winner of this race right now. If we look at it right now, Daanty's probably not too far behind unless something absolutely crazy happens, which, being Randomizer, you never know, because sometimes crazy does happen. So, and wow, that was a very fast Argus 2, or not an Argus 2 fight. Yeah,
that other A word. Agnem.
Yeah, that other A word it's staying out of my mind right now. I can't think of it. Man. All right, now we're into our Ganon 2 fight, and that guy's name was Aganem. There we go. Aganem 2 goes down. There we go. I was only about 30 seconds late on that one, but hey. There's the big key on Yagamoth's side. Checking the silver arrows, so now they are gone. And, oh, I just realized that Freddie did not pick up the silver arrows. Oh, my. He picked up that big key, and he bolted. Well, actually, I'm confused now. Because Yagamoth did pick up the silvers. Okay, never mind. It does show it in his, on top of his screen, but it does not on Freddie's side. So that's kind of interesting. Did he not pick up silvers?
Yeah, it looks like he opted to pass them by. Not likely to be much of a difference maker now, though, as Daaanty, with half magic in tow, decides to make life easy for himself and pull out that blue cane for safety strats against Ganon.
Yeah, I don't blame him on that one. I mean, with only 4.5 hearts here, and on blue mail here, Ganon Hug won't quite kill him, but it'll come awfully close. And now we're here on the last one. Oh no, silver is my weakness. 4 more shots here. There's number 1. There's our fire rod shots. There's number 2. 2 more to go here. 3, 1 more. While Freddie here taking on Armos Knights. And yeah, and he's having to use the regular arrows here. So using 6 arrows. 3 arrows to kill each one. And down goes Ganon there on Daanty's side. All he has to do now is just cross the infamous 1x3 bridge here. And he will finish this race in 2nd place. And that will actually give the 2000 Titans Mitts of 2019. They have just clinched a playoff berth, with Daanty finished with a time of 1 hour, 7 minutes, and 18 seconds. So throw your GGs into chat and for both of these teams here. Both of these Titans Mitts of 2019 has just clinched themselves a playoff berth into the tournament here of season number 3. But it's going to come down to how Pug Trio does in their division to find out, are they going to be the 2 seed or are they going to be a 3 seed? It'll be interesting to see what we have for them. And right now we are joined here in the booth here by SailorNep and daaanty. GG's.
Yo, GG.
Thank you.
What's your thoughts on that seed?
I have one thing I'd like to ask. In the chat, which I stopped looking at, the chat for the race room. I let it go because I wanted to ask on the interview. Where were those boots?
Those were on Zora Ledge.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was going to say, do you really want to know?
That's fine. We just never made it up there. It happens.
We were so close because there was a bottle up in, the waterfall ferry, and I was like, it's probably safer to get this, so I'll go. But, so close, but not close enough, I guess.
Yeah, because daaanty, you're the only one that actually had the money on your team to actually go even in that area to go check to see what was on that desert or on the Zora Ledge. But yeah, that's exactly where they were. So
yeah, we were talking about what happens if there was a key on Torch, and one of the things we discussed, Net was going to potentially start diving back through some dungeons. I was going to check some outliers, start with, say, like, Pyramid Ferry, Pyramid Ledge, go up to Catfish, and then Mirror, do the Zora checks. So we'd have been close to them, but this would be a very different match, potentially, considering where these guys are, on the restream here. If the torch, like, it was on the Torch. So I'm glad it wasn't.
yeah, that was one of the things that we were talking about as the race was going on, is we were kind of wondering where those boots were at. Then all of a sudden, I believe Yagamoth was the first one to find them when he went up into the Zora area. And then a few minutes later, Freddeh ended up taking that side. So your guys' average time here was like an hour and what? About an hour and 6 minutes here. I mean, this is truly a jet seat. I mean, are you guys surprised by this in this kind of mode here, or are you guys just thankful it wasn't drawn out?
We've done enough practice that, like, we know that a lot of the time we're going to be averaging stuff that goes maybe between like 115, 127 is where we're usually falling. So for us, it was very wild to think, wow, we have a 27-minute go mode here. And so we just got to sprint for it, and that was very exciting.
Yeah, that was kind of the big surprise of how fast you guys were in go mode when it came to this seat. You guys just happened to go to all the right places to find what you need, but it wasn't for a while before they went to Sick Kid to get their Quake medallion, and for you guys, it took you guys a while before you went up the mountain before you guys found the hammer. So it was kind of interesting how you guys went majority of the time went to the right place, and then Sexy Gannon's went to theirs just about a few minutes after you did. So
yeah, it was kind of weird early just because there was so much to do. So much opened up really quickly with, both gloves and CAC. And then, we had the flute. So, relatively early as well. So with that information, I figured let's go get our Meyer info. And then, lo and behold, here's Amir. So, we spent a little time playing around in desert and its useless items. But yeah, sometimes, you last location stuff, sometimes you don't. Luckily, this was a don't scenario for us. But, when you get two people and you both are, as teammates, super confident in each other and, their efficiency, you really just, you want to check the stuff. You want to relay it to your teammate. And, I mean, we've been playing the practices and the asyncs really well. And I mean, not this isn't like a slight against any other team. It's like we felt really confident coming into this week, and we just felt like if we played our game, it would at least be good. We didn't know if we'd win because it's rando after all. But yeah, that was kind of our strat, I guess, coming into this.
Yeah, the way we put it was there's no way that you can play to 100% win, but we're going to go the way we felt that our practice made it likely that we'd have a good shot, and we just believed in each other and played our best, and it worked out this time.
Yeah, I'm going to interrupt you guys just real quick right now. Yagamoth, he does finish in third place with the in this race here with official time of 1 hour, 12 minutes, and 28 seconds. Freddeh, he's right behind, and he finishes with an official time of 1 hour, 12 minutes, and 52 seconds. So throw your GGs into chat for the sexy Ganons here. Great run here by both teams. So hopefully we'll get the other team here in the chat here, but let's go ahead and talk about it. I mean, this victory right here for you guys clinches a playoff spot for you guys. Now, you're not going to know what seed you are right now. You still got to wait here on Pug Trio here. But, yeah, I mean, what's your thoughts on making it to the playoffs?
Given how tough this division was, we were just hoping to put on a good performance. Always we have the mindset that we can make playoffs, but the fact that we actually pulled it off, we're feeling great.
Yeah, this really is a lot of, I guess the way of putting it is we kind of lived up to the 2019 joke that's in our name this time because, and I've said this before in a post-race interview, season 1, Nep, myself, and Edium were kind of new-ish to the rando scene, and really hadn't made any form of a name for ourselves, so to speak, at all. So it was like we were the underdogs, we felt like, that season, and we made playoffs, we even not expecting to, and I figured we didn't really expect to make playoffs here, and we threw that in the name to be funny, and I don't know, maybe it had some magic behind it. We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, and right now we do have Freddeh in the booth. GG's, Freddeh.
GG's.
Yo, GG.
GG.
Yeah, I heard something about a 25-minute go mode, and I'm like, well, that explains the 5-minute difference, 6-7 minutes, whatever it averaged out to be. Yeah.
Yeah, that was the big thing when you guys first started out. Was with Titansmiths, they kind of went to all the right places. Basically kind of found everything really fast. That fire rod, then the ice rod, and it took a while for you guys to go pick up the Quake medallion there at Sick Kid. But the one thing is, though, you guys did find the boots there before the other team did. So hey, you won there. So
yeah, neither of us found the boots ever.
Victory. It's the Pyrrhic victory. We found the boots was they were basically probably going into GT. So no, we'll take it. Yeah, I ended up doing Ice Palace before checking Sick Kid, mostly because I thought Yagamoth had done it. I was like, I'm gonna go check Sick Kid real quick. He's like, no, don't worry about it. I'm like, oh, okay.
Oh no.
And then he's like, I'm like, okay, well, I'm entering Ice Palace. Like, okay, what was it, Sick Kid? And he's like, I didn't check it. I'm going up to Turtle Rock. I'm like, wait, okay, I guess I'll just check it on the way to Skullwoods then. Check it, it's Quake. I'm like, oh, that's not great. So yeah, good times. But yeah, we definitely just made the decision to not do the Thieves Town boss with it being a pendant. So the rest of the bottles were a pain. One was in Eastern Big Chest. The other was Waterfall.
Yeah, there's actually a third one. I believe it was SailorNep who actually got the bottle off of Thieves Town boss.
Right. That was the one I heard about from that. I was just wondering if they had found the other two. Or wasn't sure they had found the other two.
Yeah, that one
Nep
was...
did.
That was an interesting moment for me because I was actually not equipped really to fight that moth, so I just used Samaria blocks. Never had that one happen before.
That sounds like fun, actually. Like moth is just kind of fun to kill if it's not in Skullwoods.
Yeah, I wouldn't try to fight a Samaria moth in Skullwoods, but you'd have to be in Swordless for that to be a thing anyway.
Yeah, SailorNep. This is 2 days in a row. I've watched this race. I saw your race yesterday down to half a heart there in Blind Fight in Skullwoods. And then today you pull off two of the craziest boss fights I've ever seen. I've never seen a moth go down with Cane of Samaria. I think that's the first time in a race I've actually seen somebody use bombs to take off the face mask of King Helmasaur. I mean, holy cow. That's all I can say.
Yeah, the Randomizer is interesting just because it makes you consider a lot of scenarios that would never come up in a normal 7-7 type scenario.
Yeah. I don't remember which boss Helma was. Was that Eastern?
Yeah, that was Eastern Palace.
Yep. Okay. So you
Yeah,
went to
'cause-
Eastern before Mountain, then.
Right. The way our routing worked, I was on the mountain, found Hammer, while Nep was clearing Eastern. So I gotta say, from the teammate perspective, it was very interesting to listen to Nep's commentary to me about what to, expect in Mire. While it was a dark room, it's like, okay, I can't see it, but I hear a wall master. So be on the lookout for the wall master. Just like, please don't get grabbed out of dark mire. Please don't get grabbed out of dark mire.
Yeah, I took that part a little extra slow because I'm like, no, I don't want to get grabbed by that. That would be real bad.
I thought you did.
I don't even remember
when you
there
did it.
being one. I wasn't paying attention. Yeah, we had a. You know what the worst part of that was? I found a hammer before we found the fire rod because neither of us checked C-shaped for the longest time.
Oh no.
Oh,
Because just the way we ended up routing, I was originally gonna do C-shape down and do South Shore, but then I'm like, oh, I should probably go check Skullwoods real quick first. While he did Chess Game, Thieves Town, and Brewery, but then I found Flute out of Skullwoods and decided to take that up the mountain instead. So I just save and quit out of Skullwoods, and he ended up just checking Brewery and going south before checking C-shaped. So we didn't make it back to C-shaped until I went and grabbed hammer pegs and purple chest after doing powder and Smith. So it's like, oh hey, here's the fire rod. I think we just need Quake now. And this was
That
probably,
makes
I think this
sense.
was after you guys were at Go Mode, probably. Like, this was probably 35 minutes in.
Yeah, it
So,
was
yeah, it
actually
was-
a little bit later than that. It was about, I would say it's closer to 40 minutes. Is when they
That
finally went
could
into
be
Go Mode.
true. Yeah, we got Go Mode about 40 to 45, but Fire Rod wasn't, like, we still found Fire Rod a good 5-10 minutes before Quake.
Yeah, because it was
'cause I
probably about, as an audience, we kind of knew where everything was at about 22, 23 minutes in. The only thing we really didn't know was the possibility of boots. So,
Right. Makes sense.
so we look here, and we are now at the end of week 7 here. Unfortunately for the Sexy Gannons, their season does end tonight. Freddie, do you got any comments of this year's season? I mean, what's your thoughts going after now looking at it here? You've had about 5 minutes to think of the season being over for you.
Well, I mean, our season was over as of, I think, the last match, technically, or last week, maybe. I don't remember, honestly. I think, yeah, when we split last week, it took us both out. So our season's technically been over for a week, but it's okay. We kind of had a rough season just due to various reasons. I'm happy to have been here in this tough conference as it was, still taking games off as much as we can. So other than that, my general comments on this season is bring back cross keys, but that's just me being salty.
Well, I mean, if we do take a look here at the division here with you guys, Kakariko division here in the Light World Conference, Air 216 has already clinched their playoff berth. Titans Mids have just clinched theirs. There is still one open here with Pug Trio, but they got to be careful here because they play the Komodo Hypers here. But all it's going to take is one victory, though, for Pug Trio against the Komodo Hypers. They actually do play them this week, which I believe they're getting ready to play a little bit later tonight. So they might actually get clinch their berth tonight. But your division is stacked. I mean, half the division is all within a game of each other. I mean, it's absolutely crazy. You look at all the other divisions, they're the exact same way, but it's usually just the top couple seeds. But yeah, you guys' division definitely was probably the most competitive out of all 4 divisions. So
I think Misery Mire would beg to differ on that one, but I know I'd definitely say the balance of the conferences or divisions was really good this season. I have nothing bad to say about that for sure. It was pretty good. I think there's a couple 0-12 teams now and like one 12-0 team, which is really...
Yeah, there are 2 0-12s, and yeah, there is one undefeated team down in Skullwoods doing the Findrana Drifters are the only undefeated, which is kind of crazy to think about, but how competitive all these divisions were.
Yeah, no, it's crazy. Ugh.
So
yeah.
It's been it's been an interesting ride coming from the player side and the administrative side. Just not sure how we're not done yet, obviously, with everything, but not sure how the invitational and open are going to work as two separate but the same entity. And I think a lot of the feedback from myself as a player, I think it worked out really well. It made for some really hype matchups. So far, we're still here in week 7. There's a lot left on the line to be playing for. A lot of upsets, a lot of surprises too. So go watch some more Rando or go play Rando because this is going to be really exciting to watch. I think in the playoffs.
Agreed. I'm looking forward to. I still need to figure out who I want to pull for too. I'll just say everyone in the division, maybe.
Yeah, you just gotta I mean, Kakariko may not have been the strongest division, but as far as ending week 6 or middle of week 6, it was the most competitive as far as the points going. Because I think middle of week 6 there was a 4-way tie for first place, and I'm just banging my head against the desk. There's a potential to have almost 30 points and not make playoffs. It's gonna be mind blowing.
Yeah, it looks like 30 points is gonna be the cutoff too.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Komodo Hypers will hit 30 if they win out over Pug Trio, and then Pug Trio obviously hits 30 if they win 1. So, and that gets them in. So, yeah, it's tight. And then 5th, 6th, and 7th are 1 win apart. So, I actually don't even think they've.
Yeah, you are right.
Have played yet. So depends on, of course, who wins those matches. But
yeah, in fact, I think in just a few minutes they've got a match starting, so that should be very exciting to watch. Very high stakes.
Yep, that match is going to be starting in just about 5 minutes here over on SpeedGaming Prime between Pug Trio and the Komodo Hypers.
Excellent. Should be fun to watch.
Yeah.
But yeah, real quick, thank you guys for tracking, commentary, all of that. Super
I
appreciate
echo those
it.
things.
Yeah, super appreciate it because we're getting here late in the regular season, and a lot of people have been putting in a lot of time for this. We really do appreciate everybody volunteering.
Yeah, and you guys already mentioned it. If you look at the schedule here on Speed Gaming 3 right now, is OP Got Good and We Are the Imposters. At 7:10 here on Speed Gaming, which we just got done talking about, Pug Trio versus Komodo Hypers. And then that's on Speed Gaming. And then right after that at 9:10, you got Sphere Infinity versus Yutang Clan. So got several good matches left here today. A lot more matches to go here for this weekend. So any final words before we take off so we can all go hop over and go watch that other match?
Congrats again on making playoffs, guys. Good job.
Thanks. And GG's again to Sexy Ganon's Fant, Yagamoth, and Freddeh. It was really fun. I really enjoy Randomizer, so I always enjoy racing it as well. So GG's.
Yeah, I love Randomizer the best of all the options, so I'm glad I got to show how my practice has paid off. It was a lot of fun. GG for the good race.
Agreed. GG's.
Yeah, most definitely. 2 great races by both these teams here the last 2 days. Just want to remind everybody, you can see all the information on the league here at ALTTPRleague.com. That gives you all of the information that you need here on the league, as well as what the schedule looks like, and also information on the open league as well. I also want to make sure I thank our trackers here tonight, Artero and 2D Tones. Thank you very much. Give them a follow for all their great help. I also want to thank my co-com here, Ben Creighton. Give him a follow for keeping me in line here, giving us some great puns here tonight, making us laugh here, at least making me laugh. It's been a great time. It's hard to believe that we're near the end of week 7. We're on the verge of the playoffs, and it's only going to get even better here with the league here. So I am Bandman25. I am going to let Ben here take us off, and I'm just going to say, take care of yourself, take care of your family, and be good to each other.
100%. Happy holidays to one and all. And I don't know about anybody else. I'm going straight from here to Speed Gaming Prime to see that Pug Trio versus Komodo hype match. So come along with me.
Have a good night, everybody.